What's up, y'all? What's going on? Hey, I'm Cat the Cougar. Welcome to my channel. This channel deals with true crime and cult cases.
I say cat got something to say. Hey, I say cat got something to say. Hey, I say cat got something to say. Hey, true crime and cults are my forte. True crimes and cults are my forte. True crime and cults are my forte. Hey.
What's going on? Hey, y'all. This is Cat the Cougar. And today is a very special podcast. You want to know why? Because it's my first podcast. Yay! Look. Yay! 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 All right. Like I said, this is my first podcast, but don't count me out because I have a lot of experience under my belt. So please welcome me to the podcast community. Thank you. Welcome back to Cat Got Something to Say. And today we are going to be talking about Abraham Shakespeare, who was unalived by Didi Doris Moore. That's her government name, Doris. Okay? Before I continue on with the story, I just wanted you guys to know that it was this particular case that had me wanting to do a podcast. Me and my friend Chantel, who I was in the Navy with, we was in the Gulf War. We've been friends for 35, 40 years. You know, we survived all of that and we're still here thriving. Me and her discussed this case constantly because of how crooked and messed up Didi was and what she did to Abraham Shakespeare. That could have been any of us. You know, you put your trust in somebody and they dog you. And let me just say, my career as a retired corrections officer and a former police officer, I've seen these cases constantly where people just lie. They lie, they lie, they lie. You cannot believe anything they say. And Didi, she is one of those people. If one lie not working, she gonna make up something else and expect you to believe that. That's how she roll. Abraham won $30 million in the Florida lottery. Yes, he did. So let's talk about it. Didi buried Abraham under a concrete slab on her property and parked her boat on top of him. Who does that? Didi. She did it. I'm not lying, y'all. She did it. Didi gets the lion song. Go.
I know you fucking lie. I know you fucking lie. And I wish that you were lying, but you're not. And I wish that you were lying, but you're not.
I read this. It's called Unlucky Number. I put it in the background so y'all can see the whole book. Look at his toe tag. His toe tag is a lottery ticket. You know, when you scratch and put your lottery numbers on there. Who thought of that? And you should read the caption. Say he won big and she made him pay. Didi made him pay, girl. Well, I can't call y'all girls or some of y'all guys, but Didi made him pay. She sure did with his life. There's a lot of details and stuff that's not in some of these podcast documentaries. So yeah, that makes me an expert too. I read the book. Okay. I'm an expert. And I'm a nerd. Say that again. Like I said, the book is called Unlucky Number, and it's a really good read. But let's see what Didi got to say. I have some little snippets of video of her lying. Okay, lying. But let's see what she got to say.
You don't ask me for you don't protect me, you won't do nothing. You don't care if I'm killed. You don't care. You don't think it's a big deal. You think I've done this. You think I took a gun and shot somebody.
Look at the bright side. If you can convince me, you can convince anybody.
But you think I took a gun and shot this man.
If you can convince me, you can convince anyone. So
calm down. So we're going to rewind to the very beginning of this story. and how things happened the way that they did. Let's do a rewind, y'all. So let me tell y'all a little background on Abraham Shakespeare. Abraham was actually a simple man who liked a simple life. And when I say a simple life, I'm talking about like Andy Griffith, Leave It to Beaver, Green Acres, all those old shows. A simple life. And that's what Abraham liked, a simple life. But he also liked to play the lottery. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You ever met somebody who constantly played the lottery over and over and over? They may not win, but they still play. Yes, that was Abraham Shakespeare. And one day, when Abraham and his friend Michael Ford was working, they was day laborers. They stopped by a convenience store, to get some snacks or whatever for the day or lunch, whatever. And so when Michael Ford went inside the store, Abraham asked him, buy me a lottery ticket while you in there. And Michael Ford said, okay. So Michael Ford came out, he bought the lottery ticket, he gave it to Abraham Shakespeare, and this is where it all went wrong. With Abraham Shakespeare and Michael Ford going into the store. Abraham, he won the lottery. And I cannot believe that Michael Ford took Abraham to court. Took him to court saying that was his winning ticket. And you know it wasn't your winning ticket, Michael Ford. Let's boo him. Where are the boos? Y'all boo him. Yeah, Michael Ford, you was wrong. You supposed to be his friend. I'm telling you, it seems like when people got money, they ain't got no friends, baby. But I can also understand the other side. Some people hungry, some people homeless. Some people got drug issues, And so when it come to money, ain't nobody friends. I'm sorry to say that, but when it comes to money, moolah, cheddar, cheese, scratch, ducats, okay, stacks, it don't matter. It really don't. Friendship doesn't matter when it comes to money. And I hate to say that. Michael Ford said that was his winning lottery ticket. Yes, he did. He wanted all the money. And the reason I say all the money is because Abraham went to court. Michael Ford took Abraham to court saying that was his winning lottery ticket. Yes, he said it was his. Michael Ford said that was his ticket. And Abraham was like, no, you bought that for me. So Abraham showed up in court with some of the best evidence you could ever show up with for a case like that. He showed up with a big old bag of old lottery numbers that he done played. A big old bag. In my opinion, if that was me, I would look at that bag and be like, you know what? That's a whole lot of wasted damn money in this big ass bag, and let me stop playing. I ain't won. I got a big old bag of tickets I ain't won yet, but I'm gonna keep on playing. That's what Abraham did. Abraham played faithfully. And due to the fact that he had that evidence with him in court, that big bag of old lottery numbers, the judge sided with Abraham. Which, if I was the judge, I would have sided with Abraham as well. Yes, I'm Cat the Cougar, your legal eagle. I have a paralegal degree. So when it comes to court stuff, I know better than the judge. Okay. So the judge sided with Abraham. Like most of us, probably all of us would. And then you want to know the messed up part about it in the end? Abraham told Michael Ford, look, if you had to just waited, I would have gave you $250,000. I would have gave it to you. But now Michael Ford wanted all the money. He wanted a whole $30 million. So he went to court and lied. And I get so tired of these frivolous lawsuits blocking up the court system. This is one of them cases. It's a frivolous lawsuit. Abraham, he won the case. Abraham, that was good of you to bring those lottery tickets. What are you doing with a whole bag of lottery tickets anyway? And it was supposed to be a big bag. Where did you keep this big bag of used lottery tickets? And who saves them? But it saved him in the end. So, hey, when people do different shit, weird shit, maybe it's gonna, make it happen, whatever they want to happen. People do weird shit, so it is what it is. I got so much stuff in my house. I ain't got no room for no used bag of lottery tickets. Sorry about that. But he did, obviously. Good on you, Abraham, for having your lottery tickets in a bag. They wasn't ready for that. Michael Ford wasn't ready for that. The judge was like, oh, well, you know what? This is an easy case to decide. You gets nothing, Michael Ford. You gets nothing. And you're a bad friend. Let's boo him again. Let's boo Michael Ford again. Yeah. Come on, boo him. Let's boo Michael Ford again. Took his little picture with his $30 million and all of that, his little check. And guess who showed up? Like a dog sniffing out a barbecue full of ribs. Dee Doris Moore showed up. And you want to know how she showed up? Oh, she told Abraham, look, I would like to write a book about your life. Now, granted, she ain't never wrote a book before. And this was during the time when publishing wasn't easy to come by. Today you could write a book and get it published like that. But back in the day, you had to be a bona fide author to get, your book published. So what book was she going to write? A book of fraud? A book of how to kill somebody? A book of how to bury somebody under a concrete slab? A book about how to park your boat on top of him, and you see this on a regular basis, knowing that he is under that concrete, and that is okay with you, Didi? Didi, come on, girl. Come on, Didi.
Got him! Got him!
So, Didi had a video camera, like everybody had a video camera back in the day. And she videotaped Abraham saying that he wanted to leave. He said he was tired of people asking him for money. He was tired of people, harassing him. He was tired. He was just tired and he wanted to get away. And she recorded him saying that he wanted to get away. She recorded him saying that he wanted to get away.
So where do you want to go to?
It don't matter to me. I'm not a picky person.
California? You want a foreign country?
She knew she wanted to kill the man.
And it was all a setup. It was all a setup. But she thought that was going to exonerate her, that video. But it did not. All it did was make her look even more suspicious and more guilty. Why would you record something like that? And it ain't like y'all was having no party, just recording stuff. Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. No. You just literally recorded him saying, I want to leave and I don't care where I go. I'm sure he cared that he was under your concrete slab. He said he didn't care where he went. He didn't want to be under your boat. So he did care. Abraham, you should have said, look, I don't care where I go, but do not put me under concrete slab and park your boat on me. That's where I don't want to go. Okay. So not only did Didi have the bank sign his money over to her, Didi moved into his mansion.
Say what?
Mansion and a yacht. Look, I'm Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht. Okay, I guess I just revealed my age, but it don't matter. I am Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I have a mansion and a yacht. Well, Didi had Abraham's mansion, and he probably paid for that yacht.
That's why all that was filmed. That wasn't filmed just for the looks. It was filmed for part of the plan.
This is Greg Massey. Greg was Abraham's childhood friend, and Greg owned a barbershop, and he let Abraham come in there and, sweep up, do odds and ends, little work here and there for some money. The reason I'm bringing him up because he plays a pivotal role in this story. He plays a pivotal role twice. The first time is when he called Abraham's mother, pretending like he was Abraham. Now, I got a little footage of Greg talking, and he talking like he cared about Abraham, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Who on earth would call somebody's mother and pretend that they are that person? A mother know her child's voice? Did y'all actually think y'all was going to get away with this? So not only did he call Abraham's mother, but he played another pivotal role by catching Dee Dee. Yeah, the con artist got conned.
Me and Abraham was basically childhood friends. To describe Abraham as a person, he was a gentle, kind, loving person. He was heartfelt, heart-giving. If he had it, he was willing to share it. I heard Abraham won the lottery by TV and the news and the streets. Let's put it that way. He didn't grab his wealth and immediately run. He stayed in the community where he lived.
That's great. That's Abraham's childhood friend who called his mama acting like he was him.
Say what?
Greg should have been charged for that. I don't know. That's just very, very alarming to me that somebody would do something like that. But I'm not going to harp on that. Enough about that. Greg played a pivotal role in Dee Dee getting caught. And I'm going to tell you how that happened. But first, back to Dee Dee. Dee Dee Doris Moore. Yes, let me tell y'all what she did. After Abraham started to trust her, Abraham took her up to the bank and put her on all his papers with his money.
Get your strong ass up out of here.
Mind you, he won $30 million. By the time he took the lump sum, it was 17. So by the time they went to this bank, Abraham only had $1.5 million left out of $17 million. Just gave it all away. Now back to the bank and Dee Dee. Dee Dee went up there after Abraham. Well, Abraham, he was a simple man. He wasn't very bright. They keep saying that. They keep reiterating how he was kind of slow. But he had enough sense to make sure that the bank never denied him access to his own money. Now, that was something that he was very, very, very serious about. He always wanted access to his own money. Miss Dee Dee, honey, Miss Kind Artist Dee Dee, Miss Can't Be Trusted, okay, Miss Lowlife Dee Dee, she went back up to the bank and told them to take Abraham's name off of that account. She said Abraham had been charged with fraud or something and he wasn't supposed to be having access to the bank. Some kind of story she sprung on him, just ran down on him. Okay, just whatever lies she could tell to get her way. And the bank took Abraham's name off of the money. So now Dee Dee's name is the only name on his account with his money. Like I said, I have a few snippets of video of Miss Dee Dee, okay, Miss Doris Moore, talking to the investigator. And the investigator just straight up running down her kind. They got you. You is caught. When the police can repeat everything you did and everything you said, and it was incriminating, you is done for. You is not going to get in that interview room and talk your way out of nothing that easily. Okay? These investigators, they come with straight facts. Okay? Facts, Dee Dee. So, you want to know what happened to the bank? They ended up getting sued for doing that, for taking his name off of that account, and rightfully so. It was almost like the perfect storm of everything against Abraham, where it all worked out into this big ball of deceit, murder, and mayhem, and just, Dee Dee just running all over town, making them stories, killing folks, lying. God, that girl, Dee Dee spoiled. So anyway, let's keep it moving. Everybody, in my opinion, should get a chance to speak on their own behalf. So, y'all want to hear from Dee Dee? Y'all want to hear from Dee Dee Doris Moore? Well, let's see what she got to say. Go on, girl. We listening.
I used to think that everybody that was in prison deserved to be here for whatever they were here for, and that we had a bunch of murderers that we needed to keep out of society, and there was a bunch of bad people here. But I learned that there are a lot of people here for stupid reasons.
In 2012, Dee Dee Moore was found guilty of murdering a man who'd won $30 million on the lottery. The verdict was unanimous.
In my case, none of my facts came out, or I would not be here. If my facts came out, I would have never got convicted.
Dee Dee, boy, she thinks she can talk her way out of anything. She absolutely said nothing. What? That didn't even make any sense at all. It didn't. But, you know, she gonna say whatever she could say to get her point across of what she feel is the way things should be and the way things are going. Dee Dee need to wake up and realize that she tried to get over and it didn't work. It didn't work. Just admit that you fucked up. Girl, just admit it. Okay, now back to Greg Massey. Okay, he was Abraham's friend from way back. And yeah, in the end, he helped the police catch Dee Dee. But he not all the way innocent. He did some crooked, shady ass shit as well. Come on now. Tell me, would a friend do this? Dee Dee paid Greg to call Abraham mama. Come on now, y'all. I'm a mother. I got 2 kids and 3 grandkids. And I know my kids' voices. You just can't be calling people out the blue acting like you they kid. You didn't think you was going to get caught? I be like, why people do stupid shit? And I hate to use the word stupid. But when it comes to criminals and crimes that they do, I be like, how the hell you think you going to get away with this? You think that lady did not know it was not her son? Come on now. Come on, Dee Dee. Come on, Greg. So yeah, Dee Dee, why did you park your boat on top of Shakespeare like that? Abraham, what's his name? Huh? Dee Dee Doris Moore is her government name, y'all. Yeah. Dee Dee Doris Moore, hun. That is her government name. And she parked her boat on Abraham Shakespeare. Why did you do that, Dee Dee? Why? Okay, y'all. So, Dee Dee Doris Moore is locked up right now, right? So, she trying to date. Who would want to date somebody like that? Would you want to get buried under a concrete slab? I know they say, why do good girls like bad boys? But who like bad girls? That's a question we need to ask the universe. So anyway, Dee Dee trying to date. So watch this, y'all. Watch what she got to say about the men who is trying to court her. First, she gonna complain about her case now. That's first, because that's what she always do. Complain about her case, how she was wrongfully convicted, how she didn't do this, how she didn't do that. And as she get done screaming and hollering about her case, Miss Thing wants to date, honey. So let's see what's going on with that.
In the backyard of a home owned by Moore.
They're saying I premeditated it. They're saying I planned it out. I planned it to go in my own yard. I planned to keep the gun that I shot him with. I plan to keep everything for evidence for them to make it simple. I would never be that much of an idiot if I did do it, to put it in my yard, use my gun. There's no way you can think I did this.
If there's a bright side to Moore's incarceration, it's that media coverage has made her a popular figure.
All but one piece is all for Doris Moore. He's pretty popular. Oh yes. Most all.
I'ma write that bitch.
They get a lot of fan mail. So then they end up corresponding back and forth with each other. So yeah, she enjoys the attention that she gets. I get them all the way from Minnesota, California, New York. Good for you. They say they like me and they've seen me on television.
Much of Moore's mail comes from men who are in jails and prisons across the country.
Some are nice, some do freak me out. Like, I had this one guy have a 6-page letter of what he wants to do to me when I get out. He's charged with high profile. He's charged with
damn, she look bad.
killing several people. He talks about fingertips caressing your body while saliva seduces your breast. I just think it's hilarious that somebody would even write something like this. You don't get a "hi, how you doing" letter. It's a letter on how he wants to sex you. The first letter, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know how you have a first date and a second date, and maybe by the third date you kiss the guy? Well, this goes straight to the point. No, that's not how you do things, and you wonder why you're in jail.
But Moore thinks the attention her case is getting might just help her get out of jail.
I've come up with a plan. I'm going to sell my story, and that will obtain a lawyer that can get me out now. I only need $200,000.
Hey, Dee Dee. Coming up, Dee Dee Moore tries to broker a deal.
Tell him I will film next week. I'm ready to go now.
Y'all heard what Dee Dee said, acting like she was shocked and appalled that them guys was writing stuff like that to her. Girl, any damn way, you's a murderer, okay? You are a murderer. So you got your nerve to try to talk about anybody and anything anybody do. Girl, Dee Dee, please give us a break, girl. We is not going for it. We is not here for it. We is not here for your lies. We is not here for your deceit. We are not here for your greediness. What you did, that crime, was straight out of greed. Like the police said, you know, you was doing all right financially, but you just had to have more, and you killed somebody to get more. Dee Dee. Yeah, I want to see some more footage of the interrogation video of Dee Dee lying. Okay, lying, just lying to be lying. That's what she doing. Y'all want to see the interrogation video where she blames it on some guy named Ronald. It was a setup. Ronald did it, and Ronald set her up and all of this and all of that. So let's see what she got to tell the police about Ronald.
This man that you're supposedly scared of, who are we referring to?
The guy's name's Ronald, and Ronald exists. He even threatened. James Shakespeare, I talked to him. He threatened him, because James called me because he got a threat from Ronald too. He threatened him so bad that he went to the sheriff's department and filed a false report to say the man was still alive.
Y'all saw Dee Dee? Did y'all just see Dee Dee? Look, she catching her breath and breathing like she really distraught and all that. Yeah, all that fake crying and all that, they call that scrunch crying. Well, you're not really crying, but you like scrunching your face up like you really bawling or something. You know, the master of scrunch crying was Alex Murdaugh. You know, if y'all know about that case, I'm going to talk about that case too as well. He was the best at scrunch crying and clearing his throat like he was really crying. They killed me with all this fake crying. And then they be fake crying and screaming and falling on the floor, and they actually the one who killed the person. Okay? Like Dr. Seaver's husband. I mean, he was bumping the table, he was crying, a mess. Somebody, I need to do a deep dive on that. That whole, just his interrogation video is something to behold. Yeah, that was really ridiculous and strange how he did that. That's why they labeled the video the Academy Award goes to. Okay, it go to Mark Severs because he acted a fool. Y'all got to go look at that interrogation video. I'm telling you, look at the whole thing. You be like, how can this man act like this knowing he guilty? Knowing people gonna see this and knowing he guilty. How do you do that? I guess he wasn't thinking. Some comes after the death investigation. Maybe he wasn't planning on him investigating. I don't know. But that is not an example of how to act when you are being interrogated. Okay? You got to understand, when you acting like this and you fake crying like you so distraught, the jury is going to see this when you're on trial. They going to see how you acted a fool when you're on trial and you know you had done it. That shows massive deceit to me, to be able to act like you really distraught and just don't know what to do with yourself because you so upset and hurt and just want to cry and all of that. How do people do that? How do people, well, you know what? We know how they do it. Not very well. Okay? Look, not very well, because we can see right through it. So the whole setup with Greg that I've been talking about is the fact that Greg figured out a way that he could set Didi up. The police wanted Greg to record the conversation, but they really didn't have a way to record it. So Greg was like, well, look, I could put this little microphone here in this Red Bull can and just sit right here in the cup holder, and she won't know no different. And that's what he did. Brilliant. They said it was brilliant, right? This whole Red Bull can thing was brilliant. And so before I end the conclusion of the story, when Didi gets convicted, I just want y'all to see just a little bit more shots of her in prison, you know, and you can see for yourself that she is a pathological liar.
Not one of those people. This is a woman who once staged her own kidnapping, who committed fraud on a staggering scale, convicted of first-degree murder. I'm there to sit across from her, face to face, and hear her story. Not that she's honest. She isn't. In fact, Didi Moore is almost incapable of telling the truth.
Big deal. You think I've done this? You think I took a gun and shot somebody?
Didi, look at the bright side. If you can convince me, you can convince anybody.
The lies are where her story really lives. And it's through those lies that you will come to understand Didi Moore.
Do I deserve a life in prison? To die for killing a man I didn't have nothing to do with? Absolutely not.
I'm James Buddy Day. This is Unmarked.
Yeah, shout out to James Buddy Day and the Unmarked podcast. Yeah, y'all go subscribe to his channel. He got some good videos on there. And earlier I showed some footage from Crime Circus. And yeah, when you go to Crime Circus, tell Drip Drop I said hello. So go watch them as well. I'm just trying to make sure I give everybody credit. Okay, back to Didi. Didi Doris Moore. Remember, that's her government name, Doris.
She begins talking about her innocence.
You've got to be crazy if you think that I did this. The evidence shows that. The DNA shows that. Somebody like 2020 going, oh, you could make this paper up. Have you lost your mind? You ought to seen what they cut and cropped out.
Well, I'm not cropping nothing out, Didi. As a matter of fact, here goes some more video.
They have appearance adjustments throughout their stay. We definitely want to get an update on their mugshot.
Moore, you know, we're taking you down to booking right now because we want to get a new mugshot of you. We've noticed that you've lost quite a bit of weight. Is this something that you've been trying to do?
No, it's just happened.
But the thing about it is we noticed too that a pattern that you've been refusing to eat.
Well, because of the food.
What's wrong with the food?
Have you tried it?
She did lose a lot of weight, though.
Can't say that I have. My dog eats tastier stuff.
And without Wegovy.
It's gross. You don't mind me asking, did you get any work done?
What?
As far as cosmetic work?
Yes, you
Not any
did.
cosmetics at all? Because your nose looks a little different.
It's
your eyes are different.
Nope, it's all from blueberries. I started eating blueberries and salmon. I heard that blueberries add 10 years to your life.
Really?
It was on Oprah. So
And
I
are
started
you
doing
telling me that blueberries change your nose structure?
Blueberries will change your facial features. It
My
adds
goodness.
collagen to you. The
This
collagen
bitch.
between the salmon and the blueberries. You look youthful.
Did not know that.
You can get frozen blueberries, and they taste really good, and you can eat them frozen like ice chips. You can look it up on the internet, and it'll tell you it detoxes your body.
Girl, that don't matter. It ain't gonna change your facial features.
And detoxes your body. Same thing with blueberries.
Girl, whatever. Nah, y'all see how manipulative Didi is? She tried to convince this CO that blueberries change her facial features. She say eat them like ice chips. Now, you know, that sound a little good, little frozen blueberry. It sound good. Now, I might try it, but if I wake up tomorrow after eating them and my whole facial structure has changed, it's going to be an issue. Okay, so let's watch a tad bit more of Miss Didi Doris Moore. That's her government name, Doris. Let's see what else she got to say about this whole facial structures changing in these blueberries, these magic blueberries.
Has been taken to the jail's booking department for her new mugshot.
Look straight at the camera.
Yeah, this is within a year's time. This is when she first came in and her currently. So obviously, if you were to see that picture and then go to retrieve her, you wouldn't think you'd have the right person.
That's scary. I look like a psycho.
It's because you haven't been able to get your blueberries.
No, it's because you are a psycho. Fuck them blueberries. Fuck them blueberries.
Her original photograph, she was a big girl.
Sergeant Sarah Herman noticed striking changes in Moore's appearance since her first arrest in 2001 for passing bad checks.
Dee Dee, is that you? Girl, Dee Dee, is that you in that mugshot? Why is you out here passing bad checks? Who was you writing checks to? You know what? Times have changed, though. You used to play that check game, pay with a check and it don't clear till 3 days later and you put the money in your account right before it clear. Can't do that no more. So, Dee Dee, how did you get caught? You are not paying your checks. That's horrible. I would be mad at you, Dee Dee. If you gave me a check and I went to the bank and they say it boing, yoing, 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 bounced, girl, look at her. You're going to have to pay me interest just for going to the bank. Okay, and I'm just saying it.
And a mugshot taken a year ago for her most recent arrest on a murder charge.
She look good right there.
She's had a lot of work done. She's had plastic surgery. You can tell around the eyes. It looks as though she's had something done on the peak of the nose and something around the jaw, like it's a little bit more defined.
When Moore was arrested a year ago for the murder of a Florida lottery winner, she was blonde and weighed 210 pounds.
I was fat. Put me on the beach and it was a whale. I was fat, so yeah.
Moore has lost more than 60 pounds over the past 12 months.
This is the Biggest Loser contest. And I got the public humiliation to go along with it. But now I'm skinny.
She has said that the food is horrible. I'm not going to eat that stuff. And that's okay.
Okay, so let's take our attention away from Dee Dee, Doris. Let's take the attention away from her and put it where it really should be, and that's with the victim, Abraham Shakespeare. So this is the conclusion of this story. What happened was, which I was saying earlier, Greg had set Dee Dee up. He put a microphone in a Red Bull can and had her thinking that somebody that he knew was going to prison for a long time, and he didn't mind taking a murder rap, for somebody as long as that person took care of their family. Now, my thing is, if you going in on if you got some time, that's understandable. But if you going in for murder, you might get the letters, meaning life. Why would somebody even take that chance? Dee Dee wasn't very smart, because I wouldn't believe nobody would take the rap for a murder. Come on now. Anyway, so Greg Smith set her up. She confessed everything to him, to Greg. And how about this? She gave Greg the murder weapon. Boom. Yeah, I said it. The murder weapon. Oh, Dee Dee, come on now. Come on now, girl. For somebody who think they were so slick and could outsmart everybody, how did you do some dumb shit like that? But it is what it is, and that's why you got caught. So that's the story of Abraham Shakespeare and Dee Dee Doris Moore. I hope y'all enjoyed my storytelling. Thank you for watching my podcast, and I have a lot of other podcasts coming up.
Tina Brown, Keith Raniere, Linda Cardi, my Death Row episode, Alex Murdaugh, Shauna Ford, Pam Smart, all the women that's behind bars episodes. I'm going to also have a Death Row episode with Amelia Carr, Shannon Crawley. Well, Shannon Crawley ain't on Death Row, but Amelia Carr is. And Shannon Crawley liked it for the rest of her life doing that crazy shit she did. Miss Susan Smith, some of y'all might not be familiar with Susan Smith, who rode her 2 sons into the lake. Yeah, her. So, yeah, I got a lot more episodes coming up. And Ashley MacArthur, that's another one. Miss Thing Honey killed her friend, took her money out of her account.